Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Easterly.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Is your client logging in?
He's already logged in. Mr. Thomas, would you start your camera? Oh, there he is.
Okay, there he goes. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Elon Thomas, file number 22-03546FY, council appearance.
Brian Ring on behalf of the people practicing in Michigan Code 8.120.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Easterly on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Elon Thomas. We are both appearing via Zoom. Mr. Thomas will waive his right to any in-person appearance.
Okay, today's the date and time that's set for a probable cause conference. This matter is scheduled for a preliminary examination in person at the court, January 27th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Are we continuing to examination?
At this time, it's my understanding the defense was going to ask for a waiver of the 21 days due to a conflict that Mr. Easterly has on the scheduled PD day.
Mr. Easterly.
That's correct, Judge. Well, two things. One, yes, I'm out of town on that day for a funeral, but also, despite the fact that we've filed an appearance with the court, I understand that the prosecutor's office has not received our appearance, and as such, we've not received discovery. So on those two bases, we would ask for the court to waive the timeline for the preliminary examination.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Mr. Thomas, can you unmute your device, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Thomas, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. You have the right in this matter to have a preliminary examination within 21 days of your arraignment. Your arraignment date was back on January 10th. You were scheduled to have an examination on the 27th of this month. However, due to your attorney's conflict and due to the fact that discovery has not yet been exchanged, the court's going to find good cause to go beyond the 21-day timeline so that we can reset this matter and allow you and your attorney sufficient time to review the evidence and formulate a defense, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions at this time, sir?
No, ma'am.
Does February 9th at 9:30 work for you, Mr. Easterly?
February 9th is a Thursday. Judge, if there's any opportunity to avoid a Thursday, I would appreciate it. Thursday is my pretrial docket day in East Lansing.
He's also the city attorney. You said what? February 24th work?
Yeah, it does.
At 9:30?
9:30 a.m. Thank you.
No problem. This matter will be adjourned until February 24th at 9:30 in the morning. Was there an offer on this at all this time?
Yeah, the offer was to plead as charged with people with consent to hide.
Okay.
But the people had no objection.
Any additional matters for the record at this time?
Nothing on behalf of the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, bond will continue at 3,000 personal recognizance, and we'll see you February 24th in person at the court. Thank you.
Thank you. You can log out, Mr. Thomas. I'll give you a call.
He might be frozen. I think, oh, there he goes.
Ms. Thomas, you're okay to log out. I'll give you a call, okay?
He's having a connectivity issue.
Okay.
Well, it might not just be him. It might be Zoom. It looks like more than one person's frozen.
Oh, there he goes. Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Who just joined on the iPad? What's your name, sir?
Marquise Cook.
Marquise Cook. Thank you. Is your client, Mr. Hess?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you need to speak to him at all?
No, Your Honor, we spoke yesterday.
Okay, sounds good. And who is this gentleman
This is
here?
Mr. Hill.
And you ready to proceed on him as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus William Curtis Hill, file number 23-00080. Council appearance.
Brian Ring on behalf of the people practicing in Michigan Court 8.120.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Edward Hess on behalf of Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill is in the courtroom to the right of the council table.
How are you, Mr. Hill?
Yeah, thank you.
Today's the date and time set for a probable cause conference. This matter is scheduled to proceed to preliminary examination on January 27, 2023 at 8:30 in the morning. I have one count, controlled substance possession of methamphetamine or ecstasy, and count 2 of weapons carrying concealed. Are we proceeding to examine this?
Your Honor, that's the plan. I did have one discovery issue. I have filed a supplemental discovery request. Mr. Ring has shown me that his office is rapidly in the process of accommodating that request. This is for all the body cam video from the scene of the arrest. Mr. Hill has asked to meet with me to review that video, which is fine. And as long as I get that later today or tomorrow, I'm sure that my schedule will accommodate meeting with Mr. Hill. And I see no impediments to this matter proceeding to either a preliminary examination or to a resolution at the scheduled time for preliminary examination.
Okay, sounds good. Do you perceive there to be any holdup with getting body cam at this time?
I do not, Your Honor. I see it in our system. It's just a matter of getting it sent over there.
Very good. So at this time, we're on a par to continue on the 27th. If we do need to address the timeline, at that time we can do so. But I will note here we are going to continue to examination in person at the court next week. And bond will continue as said at 2,000 personal recognizance. Any additional matters for the record?
There is an offer to place on the record at this time, Your Honor, which would be expiring upon the preliminary examination.
What is that?
Plead guilty to the CCW and an added count 3 of use of methamphetamine, and we would dismiss the possession of methamphetamine, and we would not proceed on charges of, we would not add a felon in possession and a felony firearm.
Okay, so that's noted here on the record. That offer will expire at the beginning of the preliminary examination, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. That plea is to be taken in district court if he wishes to avail himself of that plea.
Okay. Okay. Any additional matters for the defense?
No, Your Honor, thank you. Mr. Hill's phone is acting up. I had to go hide it outside the courtroom. If I may beg the court's leave to keep Mr. Hill outside, give him his phone back, and then come back to my recline.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to give your phone back to. Are you okay backing up?
Soon ADA compliant courtrooms will be a thing for 54A district court. Let's wait for it.
It'll happen in 2020, 2030.
2030?
2030, you know.
Whoa, like 2.5 years. They give us 2.5, 3 years, actually.
They needed to see that.
They did. But we talked about it. Okay, Mr. Hess has a couple of more cases. I think he's representing both Cook and Benet.
That's correct, Your Honor. And I believe Cody Wilson as well.
Mr. Hess,
Doesn't have any contact information for Cody Wilson. Both phone numbers are.
okay. Do we have anybody representing Eastleigh?
I was informed by Mr. Austin this morning that there was a rejection from the public defender's office, that nobody had a good phone number for him or good contact for him, so they could not call it for him.
He's not in custody? Says here with the asterisk, do not release without valid release address.
That would be why nobody could contact
What's that? Oh, he's not here.
him.
We'll bench warrant and remand. Okay. And Mr. Austin wants us to bring Bullock up. Is that correct?
No, except they just continue to PD.
Okay, very good. I don't think I have that file. You took it, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Additional dismissal there. Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Chloe Doreen DeMay. File number is 23-00088FY. Council appearance.
Brian Ring on behalf of people practicing under Michigan Code Rule 8.120.
Thank you, Your Honor, and good afternoon. Edward Hess on behalf of Ms. DeMay. Ms. DeMay is joining us by remote video conference.
Thank you. How are you, Ms. DeMay?
I'm good, thank you.
Today is the date and time set for a probable cause conference. Ms. DeMay, you're scheduled for a preliminary examination before this court on January 27th, 2023 at 9 o'clock in the morning in person at the court for one count of assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation. Are we continuing to examine?
As of now, I believe so, Your Honor. I did tell Ms. DeMay the plea offer yesterday, which I'm sure Mr. Ring will place on the record, and she needed some more time to think about it.
Okay, what is the offer?
The offer was to plead to an added count 2 of domestic violence first offense, sentencing under 7694A, and the people would dismiss count 1, the GBH by strangulation.
You said DV first?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And so Ms. DeMay is going to take some time to consider that offer. This matter will continue to examine at this time. Bond is set at 2,000 personal recognizance with a no contact order protecting the alleged victim. That will continue. Any additional matters at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, I am moving the court to modify bond conditions to allow Ms. DeMay a one-time visit to the residence with a police officer standby so that she may retrieve personal belongings such as clothing and medication that she needs for her personal situation. My understanding is that she has very little clothing right now. And this residence is shared with her daughter, who's the alleged victim in this case. And I believe Mr. Ring can give the court his position on that motion.
Yes, Your Honor, I did have a chance to speak with the victim on this matter, and the victim is okay with the one time coming over with a police officer in order to retrieve belongings, Your Honor.
Okay, bond will be amended to allow Ms. DeMay to go to the resident once accompanied by a peace officer to remove personal belongings. Personal belongings would include clothing and any personal paperwork or medication or things like that nature. If you're not removing furniture or other things at that time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All other bond conditions, including the no contact order, will continue. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing on behalf of people. Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't have anything more for the defense. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set. I need a bond on that. So let's continue. You're all set, Mr. May.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Marquise Cook. File number is 23-00099. Council appearance.
Brian Ring on behalf of the people practicing under Michigan Court Rule 8.120.
Edward Hess, Your Honor, good afternoon, appearing on behalf of Mr. Cook, who is joining us today by remote video conference.
Okay, Mr. Cook, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Today's the date that was set for your probable cause conference. Your matter is scheduled to proceed to examination next week, January 27, 2023, at 9 o'clock in the morning in person at the court on 1 count of weapon carrying concealed. Are we continuing to exam?
At this time, yes, Your Honor, an offer has been made. Mr. Cook, as of yesterday, needed some more time to consider it.
Please place the offer on the record.
The offer was to plead as charged with concealed weapons carrying, and people will have no objection to sentencing under HIDA.
Okay, that will be noted here in the file. We will continue as set at this time. Bond is $1,500 personal recognizance, and that will continue. Any additional matters at this time?
Nothing on behalf of the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing further from the defense. Thank you.
Okay, you're all set, Mr. Cook. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody heard or seen Terrence Wynn? I don't have a file.
He's on Zoom, that Mr. Colruyt, so that.
Okay, sorry. And then I'm assuming, because I only have one more file here, for Cody Wilson, is that the only one that needs to be addressed? What happened to Malik Yazid and Grant Domain? Very good. And we've not heard from Mr. Wilson?
I don't have a good phone number for Mr. Wilson. I have one of my own in my file, and the court has a number, and not been able to reach Mr. Wilson using either one of those numbers. I have no knowledge as to his current whereabouts. I do have a mailing address for him, so I have sent him a letter.
Okay, so we will issue a bench warrant bond forfeiture. I will hold it for 24 hours in case he gets back to you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
No problem. And I think that concludes probable cause conferences for today. Did I miss anybody?